Hello everyone and welcome to English at Key Stage 3. My name's Jack Powell. I'm Head of English here at Sir William Romney's and I'm hopefully going to briefly talk you through what students can expect in English through years 7, 8 and 9 with us, and maybe some tips as well on how they can best be supported at home. Okay, so firstly let me introduce you to our curriculum at Key Stage 3. This one-page spread here helps outline the topics that students study throughout Key Stage 3, and you can also see for each topic the key outcomes that we work towards to help track their progress. As well as embedding key literacy skills which underpin the eventual GCSEs in both English language and English literature, and encouraging students to become confident with these, our Key Stage 3 curriculum has the advantage of being unshackled really from the prescriptions of GCSE. So we really enjoy being able to design it for engagement and curiosity and the creativity of students. The broad reach of our subject in English is a huge benefit really, and this allows us to explore a diverse range of texts, topics and skills, and we really enjoy this creativity ourselves and the opportunity to give our students an exciting journey through the subject across these 3 years. You can see some specific tailoring here. I suppose we've got a transition unit that we start with in year 7, so it's designed to link to students' experiences at primary school, and then as they move up through the years they get to some more topics more closely aligned to GCSE style assessments and expectations, and you can see here the GCSE speaking and listening at the end of the year there. We're always evaluating our students' experiences of the curriculum, and the flexibility of our subject does allow opportunities for us to develop and adapt topics. This year we've introduced a new short story unit in year 9, for example, which has allowed us to diversify the writers and the texts we're exploring in class, as well as challenging our students with a different text form. But overall, you can see down the side here, we aim to address all of these demands in our curriculum, and we hope there's something for everyone to enjoy and all sorts of tasks and skills involved. In terms of the delivery of English lessons, all classes are mixed ability throughout every year group with us, and students will have 4 English lessons a week, and 1 of those lessons a fortnight will be a library lesson. We're really privileged to have a well-stocked and really inviting library in the school with an excellent librarian who's really engaged with the students in their reading. In their library lessons, the time is devoted to personal reading, the value of which cannot be underestimated. The lessons usually follow the structure of discussing reading, books, genres, some time for independent reading, where students can choose a book of their own choice or even bring one in, and opportunities to practice some of their spelling, punctuation and grammar skills for part of the lesson, if they prefer to mix that with the reading. We do encourage students to become confident and open-minded in choosing their own books, but are also on hand to help. And students get to track their reading and the range of genres they're exploring in their library books. And they're encouraged then to share a short review with the class, structured as responses to questions from their peers. In year 7, we also have membership of an organisation called Achieve 3000. So this is an online reading programme which tailors non-fiction texts and tasks to a student's reading ability and preferences. So it offers a different reading dynamic for these students to experience, and also a chance to closely track their reading progress and their confidence. So how do we assess in English? Well, in each unit of work, you would have seen on the curriculum map that students do work towards a final piece, which could be seen as that summative assessment. But feedback happens throughout the lessons and across the unit and will take many forms. This is targeted and focused on developing skills and confidence within our students. You can see here with these lists that English spans all the skills of literacy, and that is not lost when they come up to secondary school. Reading, writing, speaking and listening are all incorporated in our curriculum, and students often do show different strengths across these areas, so there's something for all of them to celebrate. Throughout the curriculum, all of these skills are developed, and we use pathways to empower the students to track their own progress from novice to hopefully confident in the different skills and outcomes, and they'll become very well versed in assessing and evaluating themselves and their performance, as well as relying on feedback from others like teachers and their peers. Let me talk a little bit about homework perhaps next. We do set homework at Key Stage 3 in English and favour the project-based task. To give an example, you can see some images here. This year, students are tasked with producing a one-page poster review of a book of their choice, which again puts reading at the heart of their learning, which is truly the keystone for all the other skills and demands of the subject. We really value that highly. But we want our homework projects to offer students creative freedom as well, and give them an opportunity to showcase their personal viewpoints and talents. So with this in mind, we want all students to have the opportunity to produce a piece of work they feel proud of, and are here to support any student who needs help with completing their homework. So any queries on this, absolutely get in touch with your child's English teacher. Okay, so the next couple of slides will hopefully highlight how students can be supported at home to access the best experience of English over these 3 years. Firstly, some pointers on writing here, I suppose. I mean, this aspect of literacy is one of the main ways students are assessed in their English skills at GCSE. So as a result, building in non-negotiables, as we might call them, like full sentences when they're writing, maintaining basics like capital letters and accurate punctuation. This is important and shouldn't really dip following their time in primary school. And it can be developed through taking pride in written work and remembering that proofreading of anything that they produce is vital. I mean, when checking through work in this way, students should always be changing at least one thing to get rid of inaccuracies, or sometimes simply to improve quality, perhaps with a different word choice. Reading things that they write at home across any subject actually, and acting as a real audience and critic for them, can do wonders for improving these skills. And similarly, encouraging any opportunities for real writing, things like comments on local issues, complaints or reviews of purchases online perhaps. All of these are valid writing practice and relevant to the skills and tasks that we develop in school. If your child is a keen writer anyway, encouraging them to keep journals or a creative writing scrapbook can be really illuminating for them, as well as getting them to enter any competitions or opportunities to showcase their writing. There's always an opportunity for that within school. So the final bullet point here mentions reading again, and that is because every great writer is a great reader. And it's reading widely that will highlight for students new vocabulary and forms of expression, as well as different genres and forms of writing to experiment with. So if I focus on a few more tips for reading at home, it's perhaps worth noting first that reading literacy moves beyond decoding letters and syllables and being able to read the words on a page, evidenced really by this pyramid diagram here. So being able to make a statement about a text or locate something in a text is perhaps the first 2 steps, but the reading focused outcomes students will be working on in secondary school right up to GCSE will actually be more concerned with their ability to read for meaning and to show understanding of what a writer's intentions are and how they've created a text to meet these. So with that in mind, as cheesy as it sounds, anything from the back of a box of cereal to the computer game they might be addicted to could count as reading for meaning, as long as they're encouraged to explain why the product works for a consumer or how it engages an audience. Everything has a story and a purpose behind it. But most of all, I would really urge being positive about the value of reading and the opportunities that provides for students. And providing them opportunities to read is the most important thing. If we cast our minds back to primary school, they promote the importance of reading with your child at least 5 times a week. And this really shouldn't stop at secondary school. It's just, I appreciate, harder because you usually need to encourage them to do it independently. But do share what you read, just like we do in school, and modelling that for them has a really positive impact. Okay, to round off, I really want to draw attention to the many opportunities students at Key Stage 3 have to experience and enjoy English outside of the classroom at SWR. We're really passionate about engaging our students and giving them a rich experience, and there is always something happening, whether it's a club, a competition, or a literary birthday to celebrate. And if there's something we're not celebrating in the realm of English, I definitely want to know, as I'm sure we'd be keen to take it on. So please encourage your child to be open-minded and take advantage of the different creative chances there are out there for them throughout these 3 years. Okay, thank you for listening to this whistle-stop tour through 3 years of English. I hope it's been useful. We do have some links to other resources you may want to take a look at, including reading lists to suggest some starting points for all that reading, some helpful websites and apps, along with some of the documents I've mentioned that we use in school. But also, any queries, please do contact me if you have any further questions. Many thanks and happy reading.